38 Special, how powerful can it be? I think a lot more powerful than what people think it can be. This is the 38 Special Plus P Underwood, 158 grain, coated, Keith style semi-wad cutter. This was donated by Mark C, so thank you very much. I've wanted to test this round for a really long time, and it's rated at 1250 feet per second. If that's true, that's more powerful than the Remington HTP Magnum I just tested out of that 686. I was getting a little less than 1250 feet per second average. So if we're hitting 1250, that's more powerful than a 357 Magnum. And a couple questions might come to mind. Why make something like that when 357 Magnum is more powerful? And the other question that would come to mind is, how can they do that? I've actually talked to Underwood here and there through emails, and their explanation of what they do with their ammunition is basically they load it to the maximum possible pressure, and they're going to use different powder combinations to get to that velocity without going over maximum pressure of 20,000 psi. But I think personally the reason why something like that would exist is because there's a lot of like Smith & Wesson J-frame 38s out there. A lot of people have them. People that might not invest in an expensive 357 Magnum revolver might invest in a little 637, 642, something like that. So what you essentially have is a $300 cheap revolver that can actually be used for large game protection, dangerous game protection. And that's something I wouldn't want to shoot out of a little J-frame, but it's not going to damage it. And it's possible to have big game protection out of a little J-frame or something like that. So I'm not going to test it out of mine because that's a little bit too much recoil than I want to handle. But I'm going to do 4-inch barrel versus 2-inch barrel because they are steel guns. See what kind of velocity and accuracy we're going to get at the same time through the chronograph and on the target. And then as always, we're going to go through the Juggernaut box, which this will probably go through a lot more than the hollow points will. But we have the 4 layers of denim followed by 1 3/4 inch pack of baloney followed by 1/4 inch medium density fiber board to give the resistance to a bullet like ribs or sternum would do, and into water jugs to catch that projectile. So let's see what we get with the most powerful 38 Special round that is currently in production. Let's see what we get. Start with the 4-inch barrel. We'll see if we can hit that 1250 feet per second. I'm not really sure what to expect. We'll see what we actually get. We're about 3.5 yards from the chronograph, 4.5 from the target. $12.19. $12.13. $12.15. $12.21. $12.16, a lot of smoke. But I would say it's pretty acceptable for being rated at 1250 because they might have used a 6-inch barrel, so that's pretty close and still very powerful. Accuracy is superb. And the recoil wasn't too bad out of this particular gun. Now let's see what we get out of the 2-inch barrel. Alright, see what we get in the 2-inch barrel. I'm going to go single action with this guy because sometimes it can be hard to shoot it in double action when there's a lot of recoil. See what we get in the 2-inch barrel. 1085. 1111. 1100. 1122. 1098. So really good velocity. Recoil wasn't too bad out of this. It was less than a 357 Magnum as far as I can tell. But I wouldn't want to shoot it out of a little airlight J-frame. However, if you had to, I don't think that you would be complaining too much about recoil if it saved your life from like a grizzly bear or something. Now let's see what happens when we hit the Juggernaut box, see what kind of damage it does. Let's get started with that part of the test. Alright, we'll start with the 4-inch barrel. Being such a heavy bullet with such a high-tech coating on it, I don't see any reason why this wouldn't go all the way through. But we also have that little semi-wad cutter edge, which is going to do some cutting as it goes. But we'll see what we get for damage with the 4-inch barrel. Here we go. As I expected, it's going to splash back pretty hard in one straight direction like it does with rounds that don't expand immediately. I see a lot of water everywhere, so I think I'm going to start from the last jug and work my way up instead of from the first. Alright, here's the particle board. Actually, Looks like it started to crack the whole thing in half. Hole is not impressive on it. The damage to the bologna is more than what we see with a full metal jacket for sure, but not a lot more, but definitely more than what we typically see. Now I do want to show the first jug here, and it hit with a lot of force, so going into jug 1, it's starting to really deliver some energy to that jug. Jug 3, I don't see a whole lot of damage on. I'll go all the way to the back here. And we definitely have a hole in it. We have an entrance hole, but no exit hole. So that probably means it bounced off jug 5. And sure enough, it bounced off jug 6, actually. Bounced off jug 6, it looks like, and then went back into jug 5. And here we are, of course, no expansion as we expected. And I didn't see any indication of tumbling. Rounds just went straight through. And that's what we're looking for with something like this. It stripped off most of that coating. We have a little bit of damage on the nose of the bullet here. That's an impressive amount of damage for a little 38 special. Now the 2-inch barrel, we're going to see if that penetrates less or more. It might penetrate more if there's less splash from less energy, or it might penetrate less because it doesn't have enough power to keep pushing all the way through. So we'll see what we get with the 2-inch barrel. 2-inch barrel, we'll see if we get similar performance this 38 special round. So here we go. Felt the same to me. As far as flashback goes. Here's the bologna pack. It looks the same, almost a little bit more, almost like it maybe started to tumble a little. I'm not sure yet. Let's see what we got. Here's the first jug, a little bit less damage than the 4-inch barrel. However, the second jug has a lot more damage, and it does look kind of like an oblong looking hole, so we might be tumbling. Jug 3, right through that. Jug 4, we're actually, it looks like we're going up a little bit, and we still got an oblong hole going on here. Jug 5 is a crack. And the bullet is in jug 5, and it's like a slice all the way across here. So I would say without any doubt that this thing hit oblong. And here's the bullet. We can't really tell anything from the bullet, but I would judge from the way those impact holes looked. It was going sideways. So what we got is with the 4-inch barrel, we had a straight enough shot, enough energy to keep making it plow forward, as where the 38 special one kind of tumbled a little bit. But what we saw with the 38 special is we stopped in jug 5, which isn't over penetration really. It's more than what we typically want to see. If this were to be a ballistics shell, we would probably be talking about like 20 inches or something like that. I can't really say that I think that this would go right through a human body and out the other side with the 2-inch barrel, but I think it would with the 4-inch barrel. So possibility you could use something like this in the snub nose as personal protection, other than dangerous game. But either way, I probably would not. But what I can tell from this ammunition, it seems to work pretty well for what it's designed to do. It smells really strange when you fire it. It smells like some sort of a really strong detergent or something like that. However, it seems to be doing what Underwood says it's supposed to do. It's getting close to the rate of velocity, and it seems to be performing really well. So it's definitely a very powerful 38 special round. And being a hard cast, it's kind of better in a way than Buffalo Boar's version, where they had the hollow point and it's very soft lead. That will actually fragment, and that's very powerful as well. But this does not fragment because it's a hard cast, and there's definite advantages to that other than dangerous game, as it will penetrate through hard barriers quite well. So if you had a situation where you had like a little snub nose revolver and you wanted a good personal protection round, but you knew you had to go through some hard barriers, I think this would be it. So that's what you get today with the Underwood 38 Special Plus P high-tech coated. And again, special thanks to Mark C for donating this ammunition. So as always, comment, share, and like, and thanks for watching.